I mean, let me say, I don't usually believe hardly anything that comes out on social media about anybody. I really don't. Me, I've been arrested and stuff for felony assault, battery, deadly weapon. At the time, I had a concussion. The charges were dropped, etc. And man, I was hearing voices and all kinds of shit and everything. I haven't passed and stuff like that. I was around wrong people and stuff like that. I don't try and hide anything from anybody um, and stuff. But people get stupid with me. I just say none of your fucking business and stuff. But I never try to pretend I'm somebody I'm not. I'm not saying that JLR does. I'm not saying that. I hope I'm wrong here. I hope I'm wrong. And I'm going through all my friend's account here. Looking at JLR. And I'm going, man, this is bullshit. And I also, said it wasn't everything. And it's like I looked at it. And it's like, first video was like artificial intelligence stuff. And I was pissed and everything. And I don't like a lot of stuff about social media. I don't like having my face on camera. It looks terrible. I hate it. God, man. The only reason I have my face there is so people can see a reaction. That I'm not, acting and stuff like that. But I don't know. I mean, I want to hear both sides. I don't care about somebody's past so much. It's pretty much who they are now. And the biggest reason is because I've done my own shit in life and everything. And I know plenty of people that have done bad stuff in their past, and they don't like being judged on that. And not unless you're a real asshole. I don't like people that judge people. I just think that they're pieces of shit, really. I'm gonna be very blunt here. I'm not gonna say what I think, and I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. And that's just how I roll. I actually get along better with people that don't put on an act. They're true. They put all their stuff out there. Is who I am, is what I am, and stuff like that. They don't put on an act. And the biggest reason why I left the stupid church and religion is because the biggest two faces that I knew were at church and everything. Hold on, just a minute. Got a phone call. It's 911. Hey, hello. Hey, how you doing? I called last night. I'm sorry, it was late, and I hung up. I'm sorry about that. I'm really sorry. And let me tell you, let me tell you something. Do you believe in UFOs and ETs and stuff? Well, I've been having encounters with UFOs. I've done live streams with UFOs going by here, and I have stuff on video. I've done live streams, stuff like that, and so I actually have proof of this, and I'll have to send you some videos. Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. You feel better, and I haven't been to bed yet. I'm waiting for a delivery from Walmart and stuff. So I'm getting stuff delivered and everything. So yeah, I have my own place. Yeah, I do. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it is. I stayed with my parents way too long, and more than anybody else, should. Definitely, that made things bad. I think for the family and stuff. I think that if I would have just, would have been out or kicked out with word, and I would have, done a lot better mentally and stuff and everything. Um, but yeah. Hey, I'm doing a live stream right now um, on YouTube, so let me get back to you later. Maybe tonight. Is that okay? Tonight? Yeah, either tonight or something, because I'd be going to sleep in a bit. If not, you can just call me whenever. It doesn't matter. And stuff. Yeah. Yeah, and I'll send you some videos later. Uh, yeah, it's gonna blow your mind and stuff. Other people couldn't believe it either. Okay. Oh dear. Oh no, that's bad. I could be bad too, some stuff, and sometimes. So, anyways, y- hopefully you can. Yeah. Thanks for calling and everything, and good to talk to you too. And I'll send you guys stuff and everything. All right. Yeah. It is. It's really something that I've been interacting with them a bit, and you're not gonna believe it until I send you some stuff because other people wouldn't either, unless I showed them the videos of these objects coming, you know, here and stuff like that. So yeah. I've always known the truth, and like I said in the past and everything, they wanted to put me in a mental institution. And Dad and like a couple other people said, well, hey, I work on some classified stuff. I can't talk about it, but he may be right. And I went crazy because people couldn't understand me and my paranormal experiences. Like people would call me, demons, say demons or Satan, and I left the church because of that shit. I was going through a lot of abuse from people with my experiences. It's like they didn't believe it. Now the government, these past years, is saying, yeah, this stuff is real. It's like I've known this since I was a kid. You know, so yeah, I mean, we were never alone. It's a thing. They've always been here. You know, yeah, right. So, for me, it was 40 years ago when I was about 8 or maybe 10 at most. I had my first UFO experience and everything. Yeah, and that's outside the house. There's an object there and stuff like that, and it's like, um, you know, yeah, desert is like me. I was thinking of going sometime homeless, living in a vehicle, and traveling to tape UFOs because I know where they are, and I have some that seem to follow me around sometimes. Like I said, you're not gonna believe it until I send you the stuff. Uh, so, anyways, I'll talk. Yeah, I'll talk to you in a bit. I hope you get some sleep. Bless and everything. All right. Yeah, I will. All right. You take care. All right. All right. Bye. All right. I guess it's actually a good thing that nobody is watching right now. Um, I do get pissed off at YouTube because they just don't put me out there, and so I attacked them quite a bit, and stuff like that. That's probably one reason. But sometimes they deserve it, maybe sometimes they don't. Excuse me, sorry about that. That hamburger I had, I made hamburgers a couple hours ago. Season was. But anyways, this stuff about JLR here.
You guys familiar with this at all? Veritas? Guys, I am.
Veritas.
Watched her walk, began fact-checking. Quickly, the story started to come to his eyes, his partner in both life and work. Off camera, according to her.
Let's see here. Oh, I feel bad. I don't
actually
even like.
Received
I don't
in
even
August
like,
of 20 out of Denley Ridge.
I don't like going over any of this in case it's fake. Like I said, I hope this is a bad dream, and I wrongly judged him. I hope I was a bit of a douche in how I judged him wrongly by looks and stuff, and it's not something anybody should do. It's wrong and stuff, and I feel bad about that, but let's get here.
Because we're learning this together, by the way.
Listen, like I said, I hope this is bullshit. I mean,
there is. Let me go to this guy real quick.
Just real quick, I thought this would be another Dr. Disrespect thing, and then I started to read it, and it was JLR, and I got plenty of pissed about Dr. Disrespect and all that BS he went through. And with Dr. Disrespect, he's cleared of wrongdoing by the police and courts and everything. If Dr. Disrespect was guilty, I know from personal experience from other people, he would have served at least about 3.5 to 7 years in prison, depending if not even more. If he was guilty of what even he, told his friends. I think he made it out worse to me. He told his friends it's bad, and it wasn't just to see how they'd react to him, to Dr. Disrespect. The thing is, maybe he should have said that. But Dr. Disrespect, it pisses me off that people call him pedo and all this bullshit. Because if he was, like I said, he'd be in prison. He'd be in prison, you have to register as a sex offender. And he said stuff was like borderline with Dr. Disrespect. And I don't think it was. I think maybe just language and stuff like that, foul language and everything. And I don't think even, I don't know, but all I know is you don't judge people until you have all the facts. And on stupid social media, that's what people do. People like to think the worst of everybody. And I'm not going to do that until I get the real facts from the DA, the lawyers. It has to be good evidence. I want to see pictures. I want to see, let's go. That's not. What the fuck did I just do, you dumbass?
He's got medical documentation, and he'll tell you exactly where to go. If you want to look at it. This guy. Let me show you one more video real quick. And then I'm going to read you a little background on Jamie and then go back to my my coverage of what I originally had. Let me just show you this real quick. Let me show you this, because this will show you where you can find the
talk, by the way,
the paperwork on it.
From prison to true crime. Wow.
So this makes it a bit more, in my mind, a bit more serious. Okay, let's play
I did 50 years of hard time, by the way, just for being the village idiot. So let's move on.
A true crime social media creator and someone who has been boots on the ground on many very high-profile cases seems to now have a case of his own. This isn't the first case that he's had, but
these kids get younger and younger. Do you know they get younger? They get younger and younger. What the fuck? Anyways.
I would say it's probably one of the more severe ones. According to authorities in the state of Washington, they have observed sufficient evidence, including visible injuries to a victim, establishing probable cause to arrest YouTuber Jonathan Lee Riches, also known online as JLR. Court documents reveal, quote, "I have probable cause to arrest Jonathan Lee Riches for assault in the second degree, harassment with threats to kill, and interfering with the reporting of DV." It seems like this stems from a filing that was made in December of 2025 from his former partner known as Magnolia, according to these documents. She writes, beginning January 2023 and continuing through December of 2025, Christmas Day to be exact, I was involved in an intimate domestic relationship with Jonathan Lee Riches. During the course of this relationship, the respondent engaged in persistent and escalating patterns of domestic abuse, coercive control, intimidation, financial exploitation, and physical violence toward me. She says that on Christmas Day, Jonathan assaulted her, causing extreme injuries, including a broken nose and septum, significant trauma to the head and ribs requiring emergency care, CT scans, x-rays, and will require facial reconstruction to repair the broken and crushed bones in her nose. She says that this assault is currently pending felony assault charges. Throughout the relationship, the respondent physically assaulted me on numerous occasions, including strangulation approximately 24 times. She said that in August of 2025, Jonathan committed a brutal assault against her.
Well, this isn't exactly the porn stars that I know of where they actually ask me to choke them. That's not them, that's a fetish. Or whatever that I've known in the past. But anyways,
involving beating her repeatedly with his closed fist. He apparently threatened to kill her if she reported his assault to authorities or called 911. She said that since she's reported all of this to authorities, Jonathan has continued to abuse her using fear, threats, intimidation, ongoing financial abuse, and theft of all of their joint funds in an act of retaliation against her. She said that he has fled the crime scene, but he's continued to contact her and threaten her and intimidate her into not talking about what he's put her through. This right here is a document for proof.
Listen, I hope this is wrong, but this would... Okay, if somebody... I don't know. I don't like... Maybe that's the reason he left. Want to stay in Tucson and stuff, and I thought, why the fuck is he staying in Tucson over, you know, listen, there's a difference between being passionate over geez, I can't believe I forgot it. This is how ADD I'm so I have a bad memory sometimes. What's her name? Guthrie. Ad Guthrie, I believe. Ad Guthrie. And a lot of us are just like, why are you there? It's like, there's a difference between being, you know, passionate about a case and being obsessive. And to me, it's like, JLR to me, was obsessive to the point I wasn't watching anything anymore. He's done a lot of good stuff on his, a lot of good investigations he has. And no matter if he's guilty, innocent, or it doesn't matter about the investigations, he's done a lot of good ones, you know, barring what may have happened here. I hope this is fake. I hope this is. And one thing is that I do know is that Magnolia, you know, was like living with him, or she lived around him at least, in the same area. So, you know, if there was something happening, then I could see why she'd be scared to be around there. And he went to Tucson, and I'm not going to say too much more on that. I think I said too much, but I don't want to say any more or less. I really know.
Of service, acknowledging that Jonathan Lee Riches actually received all of these documents and he is aware of what is being filed against him. And there's also documents like this right here that have been obtained that showcases that he's been entangled with all of this for the last couple of months.
This is the thing that gets me though. When I was charged with what I was charged with, and anybody else that gets charged with something, it's charged immediately after, the police take that, that report. It's immediate. Well, the DA, actually, the DA could choose to file a motion within a day, 72 hours or whatever, 48 or whatever. They go over, they decide, hey, should we pursue this? Is it just hearsay? Is it just BS? Is there real legitimacy to this report? And usually, of course, they're going to file no matter what. Whether the person is innocent or not. Usually these days, I remember in the 80s, back in my time, older days, in the 90s, where it's like the DA's just like, so person had a fight, so what? Got a physical fight, so what? You have to do something really bad, because of course back then, people didn't always act out like they do now, and everything. Times have changed with that. I mean, like me, I say a lot of shit with people and everything, and saying it, meaning it's two different things, and stuff like that, and violent stuff like that. It doesn't mean that, I'm going to do it or somebody else is going to do it. It's just like, those are just words. And I don't like how generation is now, where they take things, but I don't belong around people. I just don't like the way things are now. I hate it.
He's had court appearances virtually in February. It seems like he's due for another one in April. The allegations in some of these documents are extremely dark. If you guys want to read these docs, go to Plunder on FB. She's posted all of them there. And I guess we're going to have to just wait and see how this all plays out. Document for proof of service, acknowledging that Jonathan Lee Riches actually received all of these documents and he is aware of what is being filed against him. And there's also documents like this right here that have been obtained that showcases that he's been entangled with all of this for the last couple of months. He's had court appearances virtually in February. It seems like he's due for another.
This doesn't make sense in February, because this shit would have been all out. I mean, court law, court TV, all these law and order TV and internet sites would have had it in February. We would have heard about this back then. This is what doesn't make sense. This is March 20th. This is what doesn't make sense. Everybody would have been on this like hotcakes. Why wasn't this, there on February, January, and then February stuff happens with the timeline. But that's what doesn't make sense. I mean, there's a lot of news outlets that would carry him all over the country and stuff. So that doesn't make sense whatsoever.
Another one in April. The allegations in some of these documents are extremely dark. If you guys want to read these docs, go to Plunder on FB. She's posted all of them there. And I guess we're going to have to just wait and see how this all plays out in the legal field. Is she lying? Is he lying? Either way, someone needs to be held accountable here. What are your thoughts on it?
So I do got a little history.
I remember in the old days, me and other people threatened to say, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you, do this to you, kick your ass. We didn't do any of that. These days, it's like, you can't say that, you get a felony and shit like that. Oh my god, it's like, people could say that. It's like, yeah, so what? People threaten to kill you, yeah, so? I mean, it's just, oh god, this is a lot different, but.
History on her, just to be fair.
Let's see.
Hold on, guys, because I had to add a look. I want to be. Alright, so. Where are we? So. Let's talk about Jamie a little bit real quick, because she's in here now. Guys, got to be careful who we follow, man. Who we support. So into the ecosystem stepped Jamie Tennille, Jamie Phillips, known online as Magnolia. She wasn't a casual fan. She had her own background as a media operative. We talked about this before leading
Yeah,
into true
Project
crime content. She
Veritas.
worked under covering conservative sting operations and then built out her own investigative and travel style reporting
Yeah.
online.
She
And then when
worked
True
at
Crime
Project
Line coverage
Veritas.
grew, Magnolia and
Very
JLR
good.
moved in the same
When she
circles.
was.
They were on the same types of scenes, knew the same
Before it went
creators,
down.
watched the same tragedies unfold from behind the camera. Some of that overlap became
The new people in charge of Project Veritas totally fucked it up, and they got that guy out there that made it all good and everything, and it's
the
shit
professional
now.
proximity turned personal, and by early 2023, they were in a romantic relationship. They traveled, stayed together on the road, and moved through the true crime world as a unit. And on camera, he was the loud on-scene reporter. We said that she was in many viewers' eyes his partner in both life and work. Off camera, according to her later court filing, a very different pattern was emerging. Okay, we read that already. Now, years before she ever accused JLR.
I gotta say real quick, I just realized I was gonna say this again earlier, but I actually looked up Magnolia months ago because I noticed that there was a time, this was December, January, when JLR and Magnolia were not on. And I said, something is wrong. Something in my psychic brain, what little I have. Okay, and I know I'm not the only one. I know other people were the same. I actually looked up on the net. I looked up Magnolia. It's like, what's up with JLR? What's up with them? And I saw where Magnolia hadn't posted anything. This is a couple months ago. And then, of course, when this Al Guthrie thing, or Susan Guthrie, whatever, thing happened, he was back on full force and everything, and he was hardcore about it, you know, daylight, night and day type of thing. This is the thing, is a lot of this doesn't make sense, because we should have heard about this way back February or before, when this court stuff happened. There's no reason why we wouldn't know from the news outlets, mainstream media, and other internet sites. This doesn't make sense. That's the red flag for me, but I'm not saying that these are all lies, I just say it doesn't make sense. I hope they're lies. I hope so, but I hope this is just made up stuff.
Of abuse. Jamie Phillips was already a central figure in a high-profile deception case that made national headline. In 2017, during the Alabama special Senate election, a woman identifying herself as Jamie Phillips contacted the Washington Post with a dramatic story. She claimed that Republican candidate Roy Moore had begun a sexual relationship with her when she was 15, gotten her pregnant, and pushed her into an abortion in 1992. She also repeatedly asked reporters whether publishing her account would take Moore out of the race, a question that made them suspect she might be testing the paper as much as seeking to tell her story. Post reporters began fact-checking. Quickly, the story started to crumble.
If people knew how many people in Congress, you know, there's a hush fund in Congress. I remember actually I actually said this on JLR Investigates. I actually said that to her and him, that, you know, there's this fund of, you know, tens of thousands, no, at least like $20 million, something like that, $20 million hush fund that Congress has. Both Democrat and Republican have it, and they can use that to hush people up and everything. So if people knew all the crimes that these people commit, it's like Tom Burkett is very right. You know, he's in Congress talking about how people are afraid to put out the truth because people in the CIA can blackmail them. That's very true. They can. Now me, there's not much. I mean, I'm a dirty, rotten guy. I don't pretend. It's like, put it out there. I put it out there so they can't just dish shit out on me. Anyways.
Used an Alabama phone number, even though she
Dirty
claimed
run to the
she only
car.
spent one teenage summer in Alabama. She named a New York employer. When the paper called, the company said they had no record of anyone by that name. Then a researcher found a GoFundMe page created months earlier in the name of Jamie Phillips, saying, "I've accepted a job in the conservative media movement to combat the lies and deceit of the liberal MSM," and explaining she needed money to move to New York for the job. When reporters confronted her in a restaurant with a printout of the GoFundMe and the contradictions in her story, they recorded the exchange. On video, she tried to explain the fundraiser away as something tied to a daily caller job, then abruptly said she wanted to cancel and not go through with it and cut off the meeting. After she left, Post journalists watched her walk directly into the offices of Project Veritas in Mamaroneck, New York, the undercover video group run by James O'Keefe. Shortly afterwards, O'Keefe sent supporters a fundraising email saying that our investigative journalists embedded within the publication had their cover blown, widely understood to be a reference to Phillips. Follow-up reporting showed that her effort to infiltrate the Post had been in motion for months. She cultivated contact with the Post employee, exchanged messages, and then rolled out the fake Moore story. Another journalist later wrote that the same woman had approached him with a fabricated account as well, warning colleagues to be cautious. So taken together, the record shows that Jamie Magnolia has knowingly presented a false personal victim narrative, which is the Moore pregnancy abortion story, as part of a coordinated political sting, worked in or alongside a group whose business model is undercover deception, and used aliases and backstories over time, not just in one-off lie. That history doesn't automatically void anything she later says about JLR, but it is an important piece of context.
It is. The other side, if this is true, JLR's lawyers are going to point that out and say, hey, she made up stuff about this. Her stories are inconsistent. She's trying to discredit our client, JLR. Obviously, it seems like she's lied, made up stories before. She's doing the same now. It's going to go back to discovery, evidence in court. They're going to have to show proof that she was beaten up. They're going to have pictures that domestic violence had happened. And there has to be no bruising and all stuff with the nose, which is right up here. This is where the septum is. I have a deviated septum. I've had my nose broken many times. Unfortunately, it's never gotten fixed. I've been in lots of fights and everything. But it's like, yeah. So this is gonna be interesting. I can see all the sites carrying this stuff. If this is true, if it is. And like I said, the red flags though is like, why wasn't this covered by media February? Why wasn't it? It makes no sense. This makes sense. Like, so both sides can say they're full of BS and everything. Wow.
When you're presenting everyone,
He said, she said type of thing.
when you're presenting this to your audience, I want to see, what is this O'Keefe thing? Project Veritas? Guys, I am
Veritas.
looking at a lot of stuff today. What is this? What is Project
It's
Veritas?
like tossed salad.
Oh, there it is. Look at this.
Sorry.
Interesting. God, the stuff that we find in this
Yes.
Project Veritas is a controversial American nonprofit organization known for its undercover investigations aimed at exposing corruption and misconduct, often targeting progressive groups and media organizations. Founded
James O'Keefe, he was Project Veritas. These sons of bitches turned on him because he was getting some good dirt on different companies and the fakeness with these so-called vaccines that can harm us, with COVID and stuff like that, and everything, and how it fucked me up a bit too, taking one of the vaccines. It definitely did. It fucked up my body in a way and everything. So it's already bad enough as it is. But so this is gonna, wow. I leave it here because he doesn't know about the history of Project Veritas. I know more about it, and Project Veritas is good when James O'Keefe was doing it, and then when those assholes kicked him out, that's when it went to shit. And it's criminal what happened to James O'Keefe. Very criminal. But I think now we're going to switch to something much very different. Let's go to Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Zito. Tusi is on. I gotta watch Tusi. Hurry up.
This is Lord Beerus,
Yes,
and
it
unless
is.
you want your
Shout out to Geekdom 101. Shout out to who saw for. I'm a big Dragon Ball fan in a lot of ways. Because I got stuff from Japan. And so I watched some of the stuff way back in the day, like, 80s and stuff like that when it was out in Japan. I saw some stuff here. I had a way of getting stuff from Japan and everything, some of it's through the military. There's some people in the military and stuff like that, and everything, but
planet destroyed, subscribe to Geekdom 101. It's even better than pudding.
yes, you said.
All right, so I've got a
Don't
massive update, huge in the world of Dragon Ball Super. Now,
Yes.
Dragon Ball Super is coming back later this year in anime form as Dragon Ball Super Beerus, and shortly following that, Dragon Ball Super Golden Frieza, or the Resurrection
Golden
F
Frieza.
arc, is going to be remade also in about 6-7 episodes shortly after, followed by the rest of Super. And then next year we're going to get the the Moral arc, which is the Galactic Patrol Prisoner arc. That's coming next year. But the question has been, well, what about the manga? Where's the manga?
Yeah,
What happened to the
exactly.
manga?
What the
What's
fuck
going on with the
happened?
manga? We have an update about the manga.
Fuck
Toyotaro,
it.
who has been the primary writer of the manga,
Yeah.
working alongside Toriyama, as Toriyama
Toriyama-sama.
would co-write the stories with him and make some corrections. But now Toriyama's no longer with us, so Toyotaro would presumably be the guy, has updated his social media and has written right there on his social media, this is the official Toyotaro Twitter account, everything is for the return of the series. Now, you're going to have skeptical people say things like, well, maybe he's talking about Dragon Ball Super Beerus. Maybe he's talking about the Galactic Patrol story arc that's going to be the
talking about
moral arc in
Wild
the
Adventure.
anime. Maybe that's what he's talking about, but it can't be because Toyotaro does not work on the anime. Toyotaro has worked on the manga. He's the manga author.
Right.
And you have to remember that Akio Ioku's company, Capsule Corporation Tokyo, they work
God
for
for
the
Akio.
anime and video game sector of Dragon Ball. That's what they do. So anything
Right.
involving TV shows, movies, and games, that's what Capsule Corporation is like invested in. The manga is still basically being run by Shueisha, who are the bosses of pretty much everybody, including Toyotaro. So Toyotaro has updated it, saying everything is for the return of the series. He has to be talking about the Dragon Ball Super manga because that's the series he was doing, the ongoing series, and it's the manga. So that right there, I was sent it by a bunch of people this morning, but I woke up late because I went to bed late last night. I was working, and
I haven't been in bed yet.
then the news came out. So,
Yesterday, but-
it's thank you if you sent it over to me. I appreciate that because you guys
Yes,
are just
thank
sending me
you.
the information and I'm making this video of it. But yes, this is the update right here from Toyotaro. There have been some rumors
Toyotaro.
going around that, like, there was a rumor that Akio was slowing down the production of the manga, but that's not possible because, like I said a minute ago, Capsule Corporation Tokyo and Akio are working for the anime and for the video games. That's what the corporation was put together for. The company's put together to help with the anime, the movies, and the games. Working with Toei, working with Bandai. The manga is Toyotaro, Victory Uchida, and Shueisha. So, again, this is not an official date of the manga returning. We don't know that yet. There's been rumors about Goku Day in May. I can't confirm or deny that because I think that's just fans kind of guessing. But yes, he's talking about the return of the super manga. He's still working on it. I don't know if he has a co-writer. I don't know if he's gonna work with Victory Uchida just with him, because Toriyama's no longer with us. I don't know if he's actually working with the previous Dragon Ball room or members in it. That has not been revealed yet, but Toyotaro...
It's just me, but I'd like to see... I'd love to see... Honestly, I'd love to see Super God in a lot of ways. I like Dragon Ball AF. I want to see that. I want to see Super Saiyajin number, 4, 5, 6, stuff like that. I want to see it just get ballsy. I want to see it violent, as well as having funny stuff in there. Toriyama, he was a genius. He made mistakes as well, some stupid mistakes that I found very stupid as a writer myself and a creator. I found some that lazy in what he did. Not calling him lazy person, but lazy as a creator writer. As me being a creator and a writer and making different universes, there's things that you should not make mistakes with Dragon Ball like he did, and stuff, and everything, and how things are retconned, and everything, and there isn't no real canon with Dragon Ball. There isn't. Japanese don't know what it means. I remember Akio Aoku and others being asked about that. A Westerner asked them that, and he had no idea what the hell continuity meant. Canon meant. Not continuity, but canon. I remember him, they asked him, I was watching the video, and he's like, what? What's that? So it's more of a Western thing, and over there they just don't care about canon, even though I think there should be one, but it is what it is in Japan. That's the way they are, and everything. They just want to create stuff, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I just love Dragon Ball AF and a lot of stuff that Toyotaro did with that, and others did with AF. Honestly, you could do away with a lot of Super, and I know a lot of people ain't gonna like that, but it's just me. It's just me, alright? I mean, I like Ultra Instinct stuff, but I hated, where these, SS4, SS5 stuff isn't it, but, Toriyama is the boss, was the boss, and I miss Toriyama. I miss him, even though, later he didn't have hardly that much to do with stuff. He just gave some little, wrote down some stuff, suggestions, and, told him, add this and everything later on, because Dragon Ball Z wore him out. It wore out Toriyama. And he just didn't want to do that shit. He said, I'm done with this shit. I want to retire, and that's what he did. Just about, so let's go.
Is for sure continuing, and this cannot be about the anime, because the only thing that Toyotaro has done to help the anime is that he and Toriyama together drew the original concept art for the gods of destruction and the angels of the other universes besides 6 and 7. That was Toyotaro and Toriyama, but that was also for the manga.
I just noticed somebody has their hand full. I just see I just saw that. Let's see here. I forgot what I was gonna say too.
Just for the anime. So Toyotaro doesn't really work with Toei. I think I hope that he does sometime in the future, but right now he doesn't. So he's for sure talking about the.
Well, okay, I remember now. This is the thing: is that before there had to be the manga, and how the anime was supposed to always follow the manga, but Toriyama was doing the manga weekly. Toyotaro was doing it monthly. I think that honestly, Toyotaro should do it every other week. Is stuff, but I'll see that happening. The thing is, what are they gonna do? This is a big question for everybody. Is a Toei Yoku Capsule Corporation? If there isn't a manga yet, we haven't gone to this, but if it hasn't gone past the anime, what is, how are they going to collab with each other? Are they going to have a collaboration relationship, or is each side going to do their own thing? I'm glad that Kiyoyoku got the rights from Shueisha to do what he was doing, because Shueisha has fucked up Dragon Ball. They've done a shitty job with Dragon Ball. It's ridiculous, and they could make billions more off this. Yen, I'm talking about yen. So
Dragon Ball Super manga. So that's pretty much it. Short video today. I hope you're having a good one and a great weekend. So let's look forward to Dragon Ball Super's manga coming back. So, now we can see what's going to happen in the future. Like what the next story is. Moro's out there. Granola's out there. I've been doing streams every week, and it's the manga. So that right there, I was sent it by a bunch of people this morning, but I woke up late because I went to bed late last night. I was working, and then the news came out. So, it's thank you if you send it over to me. I appreciate that, because you guys are just sending me the information and I'm making this video of it. But yes, this is the update right here from Toyotaro. There have been some rumors going around that, there was a rumor that Akio was slowing down the production of the manga, but that's not possible because, like I said a minute ago, Capsule Corporation Tokyo and Akio are working for the anime and for the video games.
Right.
That's what the corporation was put together for. The company's put together to help with the anime, the movies, and the games. Working with Toei, working with Bandai. The manga is Toyotaro, Victory Uchida, and Shueisha.
Right.
So, again, this is not an official date of the manga returning. We don't know that yet. There's been rumors about Goku Day in May. I can't confirm or deny that because I think that's just fans kind of guessing. But yes, he's talking about the return of the Super manga. He's still working on it. I don't know if he has a co-writer. I don't know if he's going to work with Victory Uchida just with him, because Toriyama's no longer with us. I don't know if he's actually working with the previous Dragon Ball room or members in it. That has not been revealed yet, but Toyotaro is for sure continuing, and this cannot be about the anime, because the only thing that Toyotaro has done to help the anime is that he and Toriyama together drew the original concept art for the gods of destruction and the angels of the other universes besides, 6 and 7. That was Toyotaro and Toriyama, but that was also for the manga. It wasn't just for the anime. So Toyotaro doesn't really work with Toei. I hope that he does sometime in the future, but right now he doesn't. So he's for sure talking about the Dragon Ball Super manga. So that's pretty much it. Short video today. I hope you're having a good one and a great weekend. So let's look forward to Dragon Ball Super's manga coming back. So, now we can see what's going to happen in the future.
Maybe look forward to it, depending. But anyways, it's interesting because I remember Toyotaro say he wanted to do more stories with Trunks and Goten. And I remember the last manga chapter of Super is that we were left with Goku and Gohan sparring. And I believe that they got Goten and Trunks there too to train. I think so. And Gohan, I know this part. Gohan and Broly were sparring together. Gohan taught Broly how to calm himself, not go berserk, and everything, which is awesome. Looks like Gohan is becoming a true master sensei to Broly, and how he's teaching, Broly how to calm himself, which you think in turn, Broly probably helped Gohan to calm him down, maybe, as well, with his beast form and everything, which I want to be Super Saiyan number 5 later on. So many ridiculous forms, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. And I like where Toyotaro has the next generation. I want Piccolo to be in there as well. It'd be something if they were able to do something with the other Z fighters. We have Dragon Balls, Make a Wish, or where they would be given, a reason for living, give them a big power boost or something. I don't know. That's fan fiction, anyways. That's that. This is bye for now. So, peace out.